Hey guys, welcome back. So this is our next question from SQL 50 Leetcode. Question number 1280, students and examinations. So here's the question. We have three tables here. A students table which has the student information, so student ID, name, subjects table that only has the subject name, and finally we have an examination table which has a student ID and the subject in which they appeared. So here's the question. Write a solution to find the number of times each student attended each exam. Return the result table ordered by student ID and subject name. Okay, so that's the order by in once we are done writing our code. And the result format is in the following example. Okay, so here's an example input. So if this is the students table, so we have all of these students. So ID 1 is Alice, 2 is Bob, 13 is John, 6 is Alex. And here's the subjects table that only has the subject's name. So notice there's no subject ID or anything, it's just the subject's name. So this is all the information we have. And finally, we have the examination table. So here is student ID 1, which is Alice, attended math, physics, and programming. And then student ID 2 only attended programming and then math, so it did not attend physics. So the output in this case would be Alice. So we'll display the student ID, name, subject name, and the number of time they attended those exams. So, and notice how we have to provide the output for each subject, even if they did not appear. So in this example, Bob did not appear in physics, so we gotta show it as 0. So we can't skip that. So that is one of the key. So we can't simply skip all the subjects that which the student did not take. So you have to display all of the students. So Alice, you have to show math, physics, programming, then Bob, math, physics, programming, Alex, Bob, physics, programming. So notice how Alex did not appear in any of the exams, but we still have to display that information. So that's the key. Okay, so I am going to open my SQL Server Management Studio. I have already created all the tables here. So I have the students table, subjects table, examinations table, and I have inserted those records. So we can play around with it and see how we write the query. And I'm gonna keep the question on the right so you can see it, all the tables. So I have the student table here, the subjects table, and the examination table here. So you can see that while we write our code. I'm gonna start querying these tables. So first I'm gonna start with the students table. So I'm gonna select from my students table and I'm just gonna call it S. So that's an alias. Let's just say we are selecting all the columns from all these tables, but I'm just gonna provide only the columns we need once I'm done writing this code. And now remember how we want to see the combination for each student with each subject. So even if they did not appear in one of those subjects, we still want them displayed. So for that, what we can do is we can just do a cross join. So I'm gonna cross join the subjects table and I'm just gonna call it sub. And finally, I'm gonna join the examination table. So I'm gonna do a left join. Examinations, I'm gonna call it E, and then I am gonna join it on E.studentID equals S.studentID, and we have the subject here. So the subject table has the subject name and the examination table has the subject name. So I'm gonna include those columns as well so we know which one is which. So I'm gonna do E.subject name equals sub.subject name. I meant an end here. Okay, so this is our query, and then let's see what all columns we need. We need the student ID, so I can just get it from the student table, so which is S. Then I need the student name, so let me get the student name from the student table, and then I need the subject name. Now the subject name is in either the subject table or the subject examination table, but remember, if we grab it from examination table, we don't have all the subject. So for example, Alex here, which is student ID 6, did not appear in any one of them, so we don't want that. We want to grab it from our main subject table. So I'm gonna say subject the subject name, so we display all the subject names. And finally, we want the number of time each student attended each exam, so I can just use a count function, and then I'm gonna say subject name, spelling error here, subject name, and then I'm gonna call it attended exams. Okay, so this should be all, and then finally I'm just gonna group it by, because we are using aggregates, we are using count, so I'm gonna group it by all of these columns. So I'm gonna do group by. Okay, so let's run it now. So here's our output. So we see student Alice attended math, physics, and programming, and she attended math 3 times, physics 2 times, and programming 1 times. Bob attended math and programming once but did not attend physics, so we still want to see that information. So I am seeing 0 in physics. And Alex, since Alex did not attend any examination, I want to see 0 in front of all of them. So this is our solution. This is perfect. So I'm gonna just copy paste it here again, and let's say if I want to use a left join, let's say if I want to simply join it with my examination table. So let me just select everything from here again. So let's say if you're wondering why can't we just join the students table with the examination table directly, because we have the subject name. But remember, we don't have all the outputs here. So if the student did not take a subject, it's not going to show here, and in our output we can't show zeros there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show how it's going to work if we were to use a left join. So I'm going to totally eliminate our subjects table. So I'm going to take out the subjects table, and instead of using subject or subject name, I'm just going to use examination.subject name. So I'm going to replace it with E. And since we don't have this subject table, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to replace it with E. Left join student. Okay, so I have my students table and the examination table. Student ID student ID. Okay, so I have this. So if I execute it now, see, let me actually run both of them so you can see them next to each other. So see, Bob here attended math and programming only. He did not take physics. So here Bob is only going to show math and programming. We are not going to see physics here displayed. And similarly, Alex, since Alex did not appear in any of the subjects, it's not in our right table, so it's gonna just show us null, and we don't need that output. We want it to show all of the subjects and the number of time each subject was taken, even if it's 0. So I hope it's clear to you now. So I'm gonna come back to our Leetcode and I'm gonna paste my solution here. I'm gonna run it now. Run successfully. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and thank you for watching.